On the news tonight, Supreme Court strikes out federal government case over the Electoral Act. Governor Oyetola gets commendation over move to restore electricity supply to Ife South area. House of Representatives orders disarmament of illegal arms bearers across Nigeria. South African government boasts of repealing COVID-19 rules. Good evening, welcome to the Major Report. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. The Supreme Court has struck out the suit by President Muhammadu Buhari and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, seeking to void the provisions of Section 84(12) of the Electoral Act 2022. In a judgment today, a 7-man panel of the Apex Court headed by Musab Datijo Mohammed was unanimous in holding that President Buhari, having participated in the making of the law by assenting to it, could not turn round to fault its provisions. The court upheld all the grounds of objections raised by the National Assembly through its lawyer, Dr. Olukayo Diajulo, against the competence of the suit, marked SC504/22. The report said the President and the AGF had argued, among others, that Section 84(12) of the Electoral Act was made in excess of the constitutional powers of the National Assembly and therefore unconstitutional and illegal. The Supreme Court held that the suit was one of such cases in respect of which the court original and additional jurisdiction could be invoked under Section 23, 2, and 1 of the Constitution and Section 11A of the Supreme Court Additional Jurisdiction Act 2022. The court nullified the plaintiff's argument that the suit was informed by the National Assembly's failure to give effect to President Buhari's request that Section 84, subsection 12 of the EA be deleted for allegedly offending the provisions of the Constitution. The Apex Court held that the President lacked the constitutional or legal right or power to request or compel the National Assembly to amend or make an act. President Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated that he had no plan to extend his tenure. He spoke during a meeting with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson at the sideline of the ongoing 26th Commonwealth Days of Government meeting in Kigali, Rwanda. Presidential spokesman Femi Adesina made this known in a dispatch from Kigali. He added that the president told Johnson that the indigenous people of Biafra leader Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers have full access to him. He denied Kanu's lawyers' claim that they are sometimes denied private access to him. President Buhari said the detained separatists has every opportunity under the law to justify all uncomplimentary things they have been saying about and against Nigeria in Britain. The president, however, reiterated his resolve to respect the maximum term limit in the Constitution. On the keenness expressed by Johnson to help Nigeria on security, the president said helping to stabilize Libya would be an initial good step. Governor Adekoya Oyetola's competence and dexterity in the art of governance, as exemplified in the last 3.5 years, has been identified as the reason why he should be re-elected in the forthcoming governorship elections in the state. Yeshano Traditional Council made the remark during Governor Oyetola's campaign in the area. So, Your Honorable, the governor's office correspondent now completes the story.
The campaign train for the re-election of Governor Adekoya Oyetola in the forthcoming gubernatorial election also pulled up at Ijesha North Federal Constituency, comprising Obokun Local Government Area, Obokun East Local Council Development Area, Oriade Local Government Area, as well as Oriade Local Council Development Area in the state of Osun, while receiving royal blessings at the Palace of Alademore of Ibokun, as well as the Palace of Elegboro of Ijebu-Jesha. Governor Oyetola, who commended the royal fathers for for their prayers with positive results, said that more developmental projects and welfare policies are in the pipeline if re-elected in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. In their separate remarks, Ọ̀wámìrán of Ẹ̀sà-Òkè, Ọba Adéyẹmí Adédìran, Aládémùrè of Ìbòkun, Ọba Festus Awógbọ̀rọ̀ Àjàláyé of Ìpẹ̀tù-Ìjẹ̀ṣà, Ọba Adélékè Agúnbíadé Ẹlẹ́gbọ̀rọ̀ of Ìjẹ̀bú-Ìjẹ̀ṣà, Ọba Moses Olúwafẹ́mi Agúnsóyè, on behalf of other traditional rulers and chiefs in the area, paid glowing tributes for the outstanding performance recorded, describing him as competent, pragmatic, a leader par excellence with humane heart, affirming that there's a need for good work to continue under the leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola across the state, addressing the teeming crowd of party supporters at Ibokun roundabout as well as at Ijebu-Jesha market. Governor Oyetola noted that a vote for Oyetola in the forthcoming gubernatorial election represents a quantum leap towards the actualization of Yoruba presidency personified by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the benefit of all across the state of Osun, adding that he is poised to surpass what is currently unfolding in terms of meeting the yearnings and aspirations of the people across the state.
We recognize the fact that the existence, has been existent for a while, but things are changing. I believe with the turnout and the performance during the primary, I believe it's not the same thing. We are making serious inroads into to win, but I'm confident about that. Based on the performance of the government, also the performance of the party, we are winning.
The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodo, the Director General of Oyetola's Campaign Council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, as well as the leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Ijesha North Federal Constituency, including Otumba Jumoke Ogunkeyede, Alhaji Nasir Komolafe, Honorable Natalia Agunbiade, Honorable Bosun Oyetiloye, among other speakers who were pretty much eloquent in reeling out the laudable achievements recorded in all ramifications across the state, enjoined the residents to reciprocate the good gesture in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in sustaining the good governance. Dignitaries on the campaign train with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, including the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the deputy governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, former deputy governor, Mrs. Grace Titilayo Ponle, chief of staff to the governor, Dr. Charles Akinola, members of the State Executive Council, members of the State House of Assembly, the leadership and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. From the governor's office, Saya Onoide reporting.
Meanwhile, the State House of Assembly Speaker, Honorable Timothy Oweye, has commended the efforts of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola towards ensuring power restoration to Ife South State constituency. Honorable Oweye gave the commendation shortly after the lawmaker representing Ife South constituency, Honorable Olubenga Ogudikwe, updated the House on the arrival of transformers and other related cables into Garage or Lode community. Recall that few months ago, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola was at Ife South local government area where he performed the official flag-off of the Garage Olode electrification exercise. According to the chairman, House Committee on Environment and Sanitation, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has provided a solution to the lingering power outage facing the people of his constituency. Therefore, his result-oriented intervention has immensely renewed the determination of electorate in Ife South local government area. At the plenary, Honorable Olubenga Ogudikwe also informed the House that he had no iota of doubt that in a matter of weeks, people of Garage Olode and its environs will start enjoying uninterrupted power supply. The lawmaker therefore enjoined the inhabitants of the area, especially eligible voters, to consider their votes for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola during the July 16 governorship polls. Osun State House of Assembly has confirmed 6-month tenure elongation for local government chairmen and councillors across the states, just as the House asked commissioner nominees of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola to submit their credentials for screening. While constituting the 7-month screening committee headed by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Femi Popola, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Timothy Oweye, commended Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for lifting ban on promotion and conversion for civil servants in the state. Parliamentary reporter Oluwatosin Oladokun now completes the story.
Conduct of primaries election for the state's legislature or State House of Assembly members today resume work. Welcoming the lawmakers to the Alo Chamber is the Speaker of the State Parliament, Honorable Timothy Oweye, who in the course of the plenary lauded the tenacity of his colleagues. Thereafter, the Speaker read the 2 letters sent to the House by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. The first sought the need for the Secretary of Government to consider the 6-month tenure elongation of local government chairmen and councillors across the state.
Bring the processed tiers of government to people. Definitely a reasonable government should avoid vacuum at local government level, especially when the entire nation is facing security challenges. One way or the other, yes, we have not gotten any reports indicting those directing the affairs of local government.
Another letter communicated to the honorable members was the screening of commissioners and special advisor nominees. While speaking on the extension of the chairman and councillors, Chairman, House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Festus Babatunde Komolafe, Majority Leader of the House, Honorable Maruf Olarewaju, just asked Honorable Nasir Olateju heard that so long there were no petition against the present local government areas heads, House of Assembly should go ahead for their confirmation for another 6 months. The House therefore confirmed them for another 6 months. In his remarks, the Speaker of the House, Honorable Timothy Oweye, applauded Governor Adegboyega Oyetola administration for lifting ban on promotion and conversion of the state workforce, a feat which he said has written Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's name in gold. The Speaker, in the same spirit, constituted a 7-man screening committee for the affected commissioners and special advisor nominees to be headed by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Femi Popola. Oluwatosin Oladokun, OSBC News.
The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to set in motion the process of disarming various unlicensed persons bearing arms in the Southeast and other parts of the country. The House said doing so will ensure a safe environment and polity ahead of the 2023 general election. It also asked the government to immediately address some underlying factors that sparked unrest and violence in the Southeast. Reports say the House also urged heads of security agencies to secure lives and property of all Nigerians by heeding early warnings and response mechanisms to collaborate with focal security agencies in intelligence sharing, adopting a motion of urgent national importance. Dozie Nwankwo, the House of Representatives, asked the federal government to intervene in the rescue mission of the Anambra State government by giving financial support and other strategic logistics to contain the wave of insecurity in the state and the eastern part of Nigeria in general. The Adegboyega Oyetola Campaign Council has appealed to members and supporters of the All Progressive Congress to remain law-abiding as Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, who is the Chief Security Officer of the state, will do all that is possible to maintain peace and tranquility in the state. The appeal came on the heels of an alleged attack on members of the APC and innocent bystander in Elisha West local government area. This was contained in a release by the Director, Media and Communication, Ileri Oluwa Campaign Organization, Oluwomo Sunday, actually today in Oshobo. According to the release, the alleged attack on those described as innocent party members, school children, and teachers occurred when people fired up on the instruction of the Independent National Electoral Commission to collect the permanent voter cards at the designated ward collation centers. It was gathered that the alleged suspect allegedly asked one Okoyemioke, the APC Ward Free Youth Leader, and many others who were rushed to nearby primary health center for quick medical attention. The alleged attackers did not stop at this. They also wreaked havoc at Ward 5 Collection Center at LA Primary School in Sokun, Ilesha, where the world chairman of APC, Mr. Oleleka Abiodun, was injured with severe cuts on his head and hand, while an innocent teacher in the school also got his wrist broken. It will be recalled that the convoy of the governor was returning from campaign at Oshu headquarters of at Takumas of West local government area around Ikoyi Junction in Ilesha, once Sheyi Ajakaye, in company of others allegedly attacked the governor's convoy with live bullets fired at the vehicles before they were warded off by security officers in the convoy of the governor. While official report was lodged with security operatives, it is disheartening that no arrest has been made by the law enforcement agencies till now. Meanwhile, the Osun State chairman of All Progressive Congress, Prince Boyega Famodun, has condemned the attack on some members of the party in Ilesha West local government council area of the state by some suspected People's Democratic Party's thugs. Famodun, in a statement issued by his media advisor, Kola Olabisi in Osogbo, the state capital, remarked that the alleged attack on the APC members was wicked, primitive, callous, and a development which posed danger to the nation's democratic governance. He queried why mere collection permanent voter cards by those described as peace-loving APC members should culminate into an attack by another political party. He stated that the avoidable attacks on the APC members in the Ilesha West local council area only corroborated the constant violent characteristics of the opposition party. Famodu cautioned that violence cannot secure any undeserved victory for the opposition party at the polls. The state APC chairman will enjoin security organizations at the state to investigate the inhuman approach election process, reminded the thugs and their financiers to remember that everyone will be answerable for his actions and inactions in the face of the laws of the land. We now go on a short commercial break. Major report continues shortly.
Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
The owner state of Odua's Investment Company Limited have expressed satisfaction over the trajectory performance of the company in the last few years. Ondo State Governor Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, who spoke on behalf of others at the 2022 annual general meeting of the group in Lagos, commended the management for undertaking fundamental changes as directed by the owner state. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga, who was at the event, now reports.
That was the opening anthem of the 2022 annual general meeting of Odua Investment Company Limited, held at Osun Hall of Lagos Airport, Ikeja. Dignitaries include the Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, represented by his deputy, Otunba Bisi Egbeyemi, Secretary to the Osun State Government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, and other representatives of Ondo, Oyo, and Lagos States, as well as other executive shareholders of the company. In their separate remarks over 2021 financial year results and accounts, at the annual general meeting, the 5 governors of southwestern states reiterated their support for Odua Investment Company Limited. Speaking on the occasion, Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, commended the management for posting an impressive 2021 performance and dividend payout to shareholders.
All the states owners of Odua are pleased that in the last few years we have been able to stabilize this company.
In his goodwill message, the host governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, noted that the state is deeply committed to the cause of which Odua Investment Company was created to achieve. The same view was expressed by other governors in attendance who reiterated their support for continued growth and development of Odua Investment Company. As part of the agenda setting for the 40th Annual General Meeting, the Secretary to the Ondo State Government, Mrs. Oladuni Odu, moved the motion that the remuneration of the auditors be fixed to be agreed upon by the directors. Secretary to the State Government of Osun, Prince Wale Oyepamiji, threw his weight behind the motion, which was subsequently agreed upon. Meanwhile, consequent upon the expiration of the tenure of Dr. Segun Aina from Osun State as chairman, the board of shareholders approved Bimbo Ashiru from Ogun State as the new chairman of the group. This is in line with the established principle of rotation of chairmanship among shareholder states every 4 years as enshrined in the shareholders agreement. Earlier in his address, the outgone chairman of Odua Investment Company Limited, Dr. Segun Aina, appreciated the shareholders for the privilege and rare honor given him to pilot the affairs of the company. He urged fellow directors and management to remain focused on the delivery of the company's 5-year Sweat, Revive and Create SRC 2025 Strategic Trust.
I'm happy that Odua Investment, under my leadership as chairman and I representing Osun Story, have been able to move the company forward in the last 2 years in terms of growth, in terms of relevance, and in terms of impact.
Also in his remarks, the new chairman of the group, Bimbo Ashiru, assured shareholders that the board had put in various best practice governance policies in the year under review that will ensure the company's investment creates sustainable impact in the ensuing years. Commenting on the outcome of the annual general meeting, the group managing director, Adewale Raji, expressed delight on the performance of the company in the outgone year, noting that the Odua Investment Company Limited was established to positively influence the next generation of youth with focus on health, education and youth empowerment. Oluwa Tobiloba Odu Nuga, reporting for OSBC News.
Now welcome to our sports segment. The World Football Governing Body, FIFA, will allow countries to select up to 26 players for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, increasing the maximum squad size by 3 for the tournament later this year. Omotayo Adebono has details of these and others from the world of sports.
For this year's World Cup in Qatar, the move is in line with the recent national competition and is an expansion on the 23-man squad that had been used before coronavirus pandemic. FIFA also said up to 15 substitutes can be named for a game, meaning no player misses out, something England head coach Gareth Southgate had called for. The deadline for all 32 countries competing to submit their final squad is 20th of October. 30 days before the first game between Senegal and the Netherlands at the Al Toumama Stadium. FIFA further stated that no more than 26 people, up to 15 substitutes and 11 team officials, of which one must be a team doctor, will be allowed. Will play French debutant Amoni Tan. The 40-year-old American made a comeback in the Eastbourne double this week, but has not played singles since she was injured in the Wimbledon last year. Top seed Iga Swiatek plays Croatian qualifier Jana Fett. The 21-year-old from Poland is aiming for a 36th straight win and could face British wildcard Sonia Katal, who starts against Montenegro Daka Kovacic in
South African Health Minister says the country has repealed COVID-19 rules that made masks mandatory in indoor public spaces, limited the size of gatherings, and imposed entry requirements at its border. These and more from around the world are packaged by Deborah Adewi.
Mr. Jofila said that authorities had noted a decline in cases, hospitalizations, and reported deaths, and concluded that a limited 50 waves is dissipating. The country's vaccination campaign initially struggled because of limited supply and protracted negotiations with manufacturers, but more recently, it has been dodging by persistency. It was gathered that about half of the country's 40 million adults have received at least one vaccine dose, with 46% fully vaccinated. Fila said managers of places such as restaurants, hotels, and schools could still require masks of their premises, but it was no longer government's policy. Meanwhile, President of the European Council, Charles Michel, has announced the Ukraine and Moldova have both been granted EU candidate status. Ukraine applied days after the Russia invasion in February, and process moved at a record speed. President Kiev's former boxer Vitaly Klitschko paid an emotional tribute to his fellow citizens resisting the invasion. Candidate status in the first official steps towards EU membership, but it can take many years to join, and there is no guarantees of success. The European Commission president said the Commission is due to take stocks at the end of 2022. Deborah Adewoye for OSBC News.
That is the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Timi Tope Abdul Karim. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Thank you for watching. Good night.